Hello and welcome to Game 2 of the Rockies Baseball Classic here on the Purple Rose Sim. Coming to you live from Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Skylar Timmons here once again, calling the action between the Rockies Team World and the Rockies Team USA. Should be a good matchup today. After a stellar win by Team World in Game 1, they'll send Pedro Astacio to the mound here for Game 2 as he'll face Team USA, the Team World in the powder blue, old school Seattle Mariners uniforms. And Team USA will be in the Rockies home 93 jerseys. And leading things off, Dexter Fowler will take ball one as we're underway here. Well, Game 1 ended in tremendous fashion for Team World, scoring 12 runs against Team USA. The 1-0 to Dexter Fowler, in there for a called strike. Team USA swapping up the lineup today for Game 2 after struggling to just really piece together the offense. Shuffled things around. Dexter Fowler in center field today. 2-1 to Fowler. Fights that fastball off up in the zone. 2-2. Fowler, a long-time Rocky for the start of his career, then traded over to the Houston Astros, and then eventually ended up on that World Series Cubs team in 2016. Then signed a big deal with the Cardinals following that season. As he shoots this one the other way, deep in the hole, Castilla gets to it and just beats him by a footstep. Hustling down the line is Fowler, but Team World gets the first out. Here's the lineup for the Team USA. Fowler, then DJ LeMahieu, Nolan Arenado, Todd Helton, Dante Bichette, the DH. Matt Holliday, Troy Tulowitzki, Charlie Blackmon batting eighth now in right field. And the catcher, Joe Girardi, behind the plate today. As here's the first pitch to LeMahieu, the second baseman. Watches it outside, 1-0. The 1-0 from Astacio. That runs outside, 2-0. Good eye here by DJ LeMahieu. In the first inning, Pedro Astacio out of the Dominican Republic. Spent 5 years in Colorado. Made 129 starts, went 53-48. Had a 5.43 ERA during his time in Colorado, and that was pre-humidor. And this one shot into the gap. That's going to be extra bases for LeMahieu. Rounding first, he's chugging. Walker will get it back in, and it's a one-out double for DJ LeMahieu. So Team USA's got something cooking here. Pitch on the outer half of the plate, LeMahieu. Textbook play for him. Shoots it the other way into the gap. And he's able to hustle around into second base. Got underneath it just a bit. So man at second, one out for Nolan Arenado, the third baseman. And he'll watch a curveball miss for ball one. Astacio spent 15 years in the big leagues. It's with the Dodgers until 1997 when he got traded over to Colorado. And then from 97 to 2001, Astacio spent time with the club. And went 17-11 in 1999. Most wins he ever had in a season. And here's the 1-1 to Arenado. Swinging at the circle change, and he fouls it off, 1-2. LeMahieu at second, he doubled. Here's the 1-2 from Astacio. And a grounder to short. Only play will be to first by Perez. So meanwhile, LeMahieu moves up to third, but there are two away for the Todd father. Nice piece of hitting there, getting the job done, running on contact. So LeMahieu moves up 90 feet, and that'll bring up Todd Helton. Had a home run in Game 1 of this series. Got a piece of it to send it the other way into left field. He watches ball one. Astacio out of Hato Mayor del Rey of the Dominican Republic. And Helton shoots this one into the gap. That's going to score a run. Cut off there by Taveras, so Helton will be held to a single. But Team USA strikes first here in the inning with the RBI single for Todd Helton. Two-seamer ran inside, and Helton, with such a good inside-out swing, is able to get the barrel to the ball. Drives into center field for the base hit. Dante Bichette now stands in, watches ball one below the knees. Team USA, that's what they struggled with in game one, is capitalizing with men in scoring position. They've got 2 hits here in the first inning, and they've driven in a run. 2-0 on Bichette. As Astacio pitching a little bit more conservatively here against Bichette. That pitch runs outside, 3-0. Matt Holliday, the left fielder, waits on deck, so there will be no respite for Astacio if he walks Bichette here. The 3-0 pitch. And this one shot the other way into right field. That's going to get down for extra bases. Helton hustling. He'll head to third, and he runs through the stop sign. The throw home got him by a mile. Nice relay there from Walker. And the relay throw onto home got Helton by quite a few steps as Torrealba applies the tag. So a costly mistake there ends the top of the first for Colorado. And for Team USA, they lead 1-0 as they'll send Jason Jennings to the mound. Here to face Team World, the youngster. The only Rocky to win the Rookie of the Year award, which you think of the wonderful players the Rockies have had over the years. Generally, they haven't come close in the Rookie of the Year voting. Troy Tulowitzki in 2007, perhaps one of the closest, losing out to Ryan Braun. But still, to think that Jason Jennings, a pitcher, is the only one to ever win the award in Colorado, it's amazing. It's just hard to think about. But regardless, he's ahead 0-2 on Willie Taveras. Jennings kicks and deals. Lined out to center field. Dexter Fowler's there to make the catch. And there's one away to start the bottom half of the inning. Here's how Team World will line up. Taveras, Matsui, Galarraga, Walker, Vinny Castilla, Carlos Gonzalez, Justin Morneau, Neifi Perez, and Yorvi Torrealba behind the dish. Not much change from game one. Pretty much the same exact lineup. The only difference is Pedro Astacio's on the mound. So Kaz Matsui will stand in. And he'll watch the fastball run up high, 1-0. Kaz Matsui had a good first game. Couple of hits. As here's the 1-0 to Matsui from Jennings. Shot the other way. Another 1-1 to Matsui. That one runs a little bit outside. 1-0. Jason Jennings in the top 10 for WAR for pitchers in Colorado in a single season. Posted a 5.0 WAR, B-WAR in 2006. Jason Jennings ranks among the leaders in a lot of categories. Had 16 wins in 2002. That's tied for 6th all-time in a Rockies uniform. Runs the count full on Matsui, 3-2. To Matsui. Jammed him inside. Floater out to short. Tulowitzki's there to make the catch. 2 away. So a nice job there by Jennings to bounce back and get the out. That'll bring up Andres Galarraga. The big cat put in a lot of damage in game one. Had a solo shot, or had a two-run shot to center field in game one. First pitch to Galarraga in there at the letters for a called strike. Jason Jennings pitching without fear here. Native out of Dallas, Texas. Made his debut in 2000. Won Rookie of the Year in 2002. He went 16-8 with a 4.52 ERA. That one runs well up and in. 1-1. Pitched 185 and a third innings that year. Bouncer to Tulowitzki. They were in the overshift. Tulowitzki handles it and throws on to first. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jason Jennings. A nice start for Team USA. On the mound, we head to the second. 1-0. Team USA leads it. So Matt Holliday will lead things off here in inning number 2. It's Matt Holliday. Not much happening in game 1 series. He had a hit or two. But not much else going on. Didn't see much action in the outfield either. Here's the 1-0 to Holliday. And he shoots this one the other way into right field for a base hit. So leadoff man's aboard for Team USA. As Holliday starts stirring the pot, very excited as they start stringing something together here against Astacio. Tulowitzki now up to the plate. He had a home run as well. Pops this one up in foul territory, and Galarraga gathers it in. So it's a quick out number 1 as Tulowitzki's retired on just one pitch. That's how the Team World sets up defensively. Gonzalez, Taveras, Walker in the outfield. And then on the infield, Castilla, Perez, Matsui, Galarraga with Torrealba behind the dish. A very good defensive team, especially out there in the outfield. First pitch to Charlie Blackmon, who comes out of the 8th spot today. Led off in game 1, but instead they're opting to put Dexter Fowler in the leadoff spot and trying to put Blackmon in that bottom half of the lineup for a little bit more pop. Fouls this one off well down the line, 1-0. That one's fouled off again. Pedro Astacio, 3rd all-time for single-season B-WAR for a pitcher in Colorado. In 1999, had a 5.9 B-WAR. Wins above replacement. You'll find Astacio. They had you'll find his name a lot on the records for the Rockies. Full count on Blackmon. Holliday over at first. 1999, he held the record of 17 wins, or was tied for the team lead. Bouncer to second. Matsui on to second, all over to first. Double play. That'll end the inning. Matsui and Perez managed to team up to turn the double play to end the inning. Holliday got a leadoff single, but Astacio gets out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the second now with Larry Walker leading things off. Larry, a towering home run in game 1. Still watch the first pitch here from Jason Jennings. Pitch misses outside, 1-0. I was saying about Astacio, he's tied for the team lead in wins in a single season, 17. Along with Kevin Ritz and Jeff Francis and Kyle Freeland most recently in 2018. And then Ubaldo Jimenez broke that record with 19 in 2010. So Astacio, kind of under the radar in the early days of Rockies pitching, kind of those late 90s era, early 2000s before the humidor, had a lot of work to do and was a solid pitcher here in Colorado. Walker grounds out to third as Arenado fires over to first. Easy play there. One away here to start the bottom of the second. Here's how the Team USA lines up. Holiday, Fowler, Blackman in the outfield with Arenado, Tulowitzki, LeMahieu, Todd Helton on the infield with Joe Girardi behind the dish. As Vinny Castilla will stand in. Castilla with a home run in Game 1. Went back-to-back with Larry Walker. His first pitch is in there, called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 to Castilla. Fastball outside, 1-1. Jeff Francis, or Jason Jennings, is fourth all-time in Rockies team history in wins as a pitcher with 58, behind Jorge De La Rosa, Aaron Cook, and Jeff Francis. It's also got the 9th best win-loss percentage. Tenth best hits per 9, as Castilla fouls this one off. You can just go through a lot of the records, find them on Baseball Reference. You can find a lot of these records that Jason Jennings, for a decent amount of time, was the star homegrown pitcher that we see today that the Rockies are employing. Between the Kyle Freelands, the Antonio Senzatellas, the John Grays, those type of guys. No, he was the prototype of that. He just pitched, in a tougher era when Rockies baseball hadn't figured out pitching at altitude. And called strike 3 there is Castilla thought he held up, but the first base umpire says otherwise. So out number 2 for Jennings. That'll bring up Carlos Gonzalez. Gonzalez enjoyed a strong Game 1. First pitch swinging, sends this one out deep to left field. Holloway giving chase back to the wall, and this one is out of here. The little pony shoots it the other way, and this ball game's tied 1-1. Carlos Gonzalez, one of his trademark just laser beam home runs. That thing got out of here in a hurry. Adios, pelota. Pitch on the outer half, shoots it the other way, and you could hear it off the bat. 390 feet, but 100 miles an hour off of the bat. So Gonzalo Cargo gets Team World on the board. They're tied at 1 as now Justin Morneau sends one out to left field. Holiday's there. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Jason Jennings conquered Walker and Castilla in the inning, but he can't match up against Carlos Gonzalez. It's a laser beam home run. We're tied at 1 as we head to the top of the third. Joe Girardi, the catcher, will lead things off for Team World, or Team USA. And first pitch in there for a called strike. We went the 2-seamer. Joe Girardi out of Peoria, Illinois. In there for a called strike, 0-2. One of the original Rockies. Played with Colorado from 1993 to 95. But perhaps one of the best catchers. Slow roller on the mound, broke his bat, raced to the bag. Astacio covers, so it's an easy out number 1. Then the history of catchers, the Rockies, that's one position that they've really struggled perhaps to find that franchise icon. Perhaps the top 2 you're seeing in this series already in Yorvi Torrealba and Chris Iannetta. Well, and you can still look at their numbers, and they didn't dazzle you, but they had nice impacts on the games, and they were in the mid-2000s, around the 2007 era. Fowler's behind 0-2. So it's a position they've really struggled to find that franchise icon in. If you were to look at create an all-time Rockies team, as we have here with these international guys, and this USA versus the world. That's why you end up with Torrealba and Iannetta. And then you can also throw Girardi in there just from his time as an original Rocky. Had a good couple of seasons in Colorado, especially 1995. But it's something they struggle with. That's something a lot of fans are hoping with Drew Romo, who was drafted in the 2020 player draft, that he can be that franchise icon. You know, that guy that turns into our JT Realmuto as Fowler chases one up and out of the zone. First strikeout of the game for Astacio. He's got 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Pumping the gas high and away. Fowler gives chase. So there's 2 away now. Might have been looking for a breaking ball inside the zone. Panics and swings and misses. So 2 outs for DJ LeMahieu. First pitch swinging, grounder to third. Nice off-balance throw there by Vinny Castilla. That'll end the inning. USA goes down in order as Astacio finds a bit of a groove here. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Still tied at 1. Nathan Perez, the shortstop, will lead things off for Team World. Jason Jennings still in there, ready for his 3rd inning of work. Cruising along, 25 pitches so far. About on track. First pitch misses high, ball 1. Finish that thought on catchers. Drew Romo, hopefully he can be that guy. Had a strong, first professional season over in Fresno, along with Zach Veen. The 2 top picks in the 2020 draft for Colorado. Grounder to first. Helton will take it to the bag. 1 away. So it's exciting to see, and Colorado hasn't had many catchers to get really excited about in the organization for a long while. Ben Petrick, perhaps one of the top prospects Colorado's ever had at the catcher position, and unfortunately his battle with Parkinson's unfortunately just ended his career, cut it well short of the potential that he really had. And so Romo hopefully will provide that depth, and so if one day we ever do this thing ever happens again, the all-time roster, that we'll have a catcher that we can definitively say this is the Rockies' all-time greatest catcher. So only time will tell. 1-1 to Torrealba, and he rips this one into left field. That'll drop for a base hit. Torrealba just keeps getting it done at the bottom of the lineup for Team World. Had a couple of hits, couple of runs driven in Game 1. And he's back at it again here with a 1-out single. So Jennings will come set. Runner in first, 1 out. The speedy Willie Taveras up to the plate. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. Taveras, line-out victim in the first. That speed threat, he could easily drop a bunt on you and hustle down to first. Runner holds. Here's the 1-0. Fastball shot off the other way, 1-1. See Jennings here coming after him quite a bit. Now, that's something that he's shown that success in these first couple of innings, pounding the zone. Making him put the ball in play. He pulls the string on the slider there. Waves through it, 1-2. Jennings had a 9-year career, spent the last 3 with Houston and Texas. Bouncer to second. LeMahieu spins, throws to short. Tulowitzki gets the out there, but not enough time for the return throw. 2 away. As LeMahieu opts to spin and get the lead runner. So that puts Taveras at first. Matsui at the plate. Taveras is a steal threat. Slide step from Jennings. Misses low, ball 1. This is an important development on that play. Is LeMahieu could have gone to first just to get the easy play, but that puts a man in scoring position for Matsui, who did have a good game one. Got on base quite a bit. Another slide step. Ooh, it was in the zone, but he calls it a ball. 2-0. But a heads-up play there from LeMahieu at second. Spin, get the slower running Torrealba, get the force at second. You take a man out of scoring position. Runner takes off for second. The throw down. Not in time as Taveras has time to make a sandwich there. 3-0. Another slide step, but Taveras finally heads off as Jennings still hasn't been able to find the strike zone. 3-0 on Matsui, man in scoring position now. I have to keep an eye on him. And gets a go-ahead strike there. A get-me-over strike, 3-1 for Jason Jennings. Fortunately, after that 2002 season, Jennings had some rough years in 2003, 4, and 5. Still reliable, a lot of wins, gave Colorado a lot of innings. Probably one of his best years. Had a nice bounce back year in 2006. He went 9-13. But he had a 3.78 ERA in 32 starts, 212 innings of work. That was a career high. Gave up 86 earned runs on the year. This one's shot into left field. That's going to get down. Holiday gets it. Taveras running home. He'll score easily as the throw goes into second. And Matsui strikes for Team World, gives them a 2-1 lead with 2 outs. He fell behind 3-2. Ball left around the knees, and Matsui sends it the opposite way. And with Taveras' speed at second, he was going to score easily. Holiday wisely throws it into second. But now there's 2 away. Man at first here in the bottom of the third for Andres Galarraga. Ground out victim in the first as he watches ball 1. But Jennings in Colorado didn't give up many home runs. Maybe 1 home run per 9 innings, which is very good. Pitch out, nothing doing, 2-0. Did struggle with walks just a bit. Per 9 innings, he'd have about 4.1 walks per 9 innings, compared to about 6 strikeouts per 9 innings. So not terrible, as Galarraga got a piece of that fastball, but rips it foul, as Jennings got away with that one, 2-1. But still, if you were ever to put Jennings in that all-time roster, I think he would be a good pick. Pop up to first. Helton's got it. And that's going to end the inning. But Matsui, RBI single into left field, drives in Taveras. Team World takes a 2-1 lead as we head to the 4th. Nolan Arenado will lead things off here for Team USA in the top of the 4th. Ground out victim in the first. Pedro Astacio settles in, winds and deals, comebacker to the mound, and Astacio snags it, throw on to first, 1 away. It's a quick out number 1 for Arenado. As it looked like Team USA might have had Astacio's number in the first inning, being able to strike first, but he settled into a groove after the RBI single to Todd Helton. Helton thrown out trying to score. Score from first, actually. On Dante Bichette's hit into the corner. But a nice relay throws from Team World. Managed to get Helton at the plate, who blew through the stop sign. Costly mistake, though, as that would have given them a 2-0 lead after the first inning. But instead, they find themselves behind 2-1. 2-1. The 0-2 pitch to Helton fights it off. Do it again. Pitch misses low. Pedro Astacio, the franchise leader in complete games, through 14 complete games during his time in Colorado, which is absurd to think about, especially nowadays, the way the game is played. Astacio was a workhorse, but especially today, you're not seeing many complete games. With the difference in philosophies when it comes to pitching, Helton will fly out to center field, 2 away. Well, Jennings has the velocity over Astacio, but Astacio getting the contact, getting the outs, as Jennings is able to blow it past guys a little bit more. Still, they're on the opposite end of the 2-1 score. Dante Bichette, a double his first time up. Helton thrown out, trying to score. They'll watch curveball, ball 1. In terms of innings pitched, Astacio pitched only 827 in the 3rd innings. That's behind Aaron Cook. That's 7th best all time. Herman Marquez will pass him in 2022. Grounder to short, deep in the hole. Easy play for Perez, and that'll end the inning. USA goes down again, 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 4th. World leading 2-1. Bottom of the 4th, cleanup batter Larry Walker will lead things off for Team World. Jason Jennings still out there. Needs a 1-2-3 inning as he navigates the tough part of the lineup. Walker, Castilla, Gonzalez. First pitch runs inside, 1-0. Shot the other way. Well, while Pedro Astacio has the franchise record for complete games in his career with 14, Jason Jennings is tied for the most shutouts in his career. He had 3. Tied with Ubaldo Jimenez, who also has 3. One-two to Walker. This one's going to get shot into center field. That's going to bang up against the wall. Walker hustling. He'll stop at second as Fowler gets to it quickly, but it's a leadoff double for Larry Walker. Jennings left that ball up just a bit too high. Walker getting the head down, that nice smooth bat path, swing path. Shoots it into center field, so a man in scoring position here in the bottom of the 4th. No outs for Vinny Castilla. 0 for 1. And he watches a fastball get across, 0-1. Castilla struck out in the 2nd inning, trying to hold up on a check swing, but he gets called for the out. Jennings trying to bear down here. Man in scoring position. Can't really allow this thing to get too lopsided with the way Astacio's pitching. They're already down by a run. That offense is struggling to piece anything together. Jennings comes set. Here's the 1-1. Another fastball around the belt on the outside part of the plate. Fouled away. May try to pull the string on something down and in. Here's the 1-2 to Castilla. Runs a fastball inside, trying to tempt him. If nothing else, just to jam him to pop it up or a slow roller to third. Comes set, the 2-2. With the slider down and away, that'll run the count full. Nice bit of sequencing there. Run the fastball inside on his hands and then try and bait him with a slider down and away. But Castillo, with such a great plate discipline, manages to hold off both pitches. Now he's got a 3-2 pitch coming. And this one's get past LeMahieu into right field. Blackman's got it. The throw will come into second. Now they'll throw into home. And Walker scores easily. Not sure what was happening there, as Charlie Blackmon, not really sure if he's going to be able to get the out at home. Throws into second, but Vinny Castillo, what a great piece of hitting. Fastball on the outside part of the plate, maybe even outside just a little bit. Shoots it the other way and just gets it past LeMahieu. So 3-1, nobody out. Runner at first for Carlos Gonzalez. Runner takes off for second. Ball's fouled away. Bit of a hit and run action there. Gonzalez home run, his first time up. Tied the game at 1. Jennings kicks and deal. Runner takes off again. Pitch outside. Swung and the throw down. Got him! Joe Girardi gets his man. Again, trying to go with the hit and run. Left out to dry. Nice pop time there from Joe Girardi. Now that'll erase the man off the bases. 1 out, and the count is 0-2 on Carlos Gonzalez. Ooh, might have been called strike 3 there, but home plate umpire says it was outside. Not sure about that. If that was a Subaru strike zone, Jeff Hewson would not be happy. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Cargo. Comebacker up the middle, slow roller. Tulowitzki's got it, throw on the run, got his man. 2 away. The mound slowed that ball down, but Tulowitzki, such a great defender, manages to pick it up. And as he's falling away along with the bag, perfect throw to first. 2 outs for Justin Morneau. Fly out to left his first time up. First pitch swinging, fouls it away. The 0-1 to the Canada native. Swings and misses, 0-2. Jason Jennings hasn't been pitching terrible again. Pounding the zone, but he's at 61 pitches. Slider runs inside, 1-2. But we're seeing that Team World, just with such good plate discipline, swung on and missed. Gonna say they had such good plate discipline, but they chased some pitches in this inning. Jason Jennings strikes him out to get out of the inning. But Vinny Castilla, an RBI single, will drive in Larry Walker. Team World leads it 3-1 as we head to the 5th. Team USA will get ready here to take to the plate in inning number 5. Matt Holliday, a single, leadoff single, his last time up, but got stranded over at first. Pedro Astacio is out there again. 49 pitches for the right-hander, and he'll start him off with a 2-seamer up and in for a ball number 1. Astacio set a career high in 1999 with 232 innings pitched. He was a workhorse that year. Fortunately, he led the league in home runs in 1999 and 1998. Called strike there, so 1-2. Then you have to think in the context of the era he was pitching in with Coors Field. Oh, and for the most part, he's still a good pitcher for Colorado. When you take away things like the ERA, you start looking at things like his FIP, his fielding independent percentage. As grounder to second, so Holliday is retired. Astacio was among the best in Rockies history on the mound. Didn't allow walks, threw strikeouts, and won ball games. Now they traded him over to Houston. Then he spent the rest of his career with the Mets, spent time with Boston, with Texas, Padres. ending his career in 2006 with the Washington Nationals. Slow roller to short. Perez backhands, throws on to first. That'll get Tulowitzki in, 2 away. Again, Team USA struggling with the ground ball. I'll bring up Charlie Blackmon. He grounded out in the second. Pedro Astacio, recently hired as a special pitching instructor, helper, down with the Dominican League, the DSL Rockies organizations. So a nice hire for the Rockies organization. Get a guy that can connect with those, the youngsters in the Dominican Republic, and somebody who was successful at the big league level, especially with Colorado. Blackmon swings to that curveball, and he's behind 1-2. See the split there for Astacio. 59 pitches, 39 strikes, only 20 balls. As Blackmon thought about offering at it, but he holds up. 2-2. Here's the next pitch. Flinched, but he lays off. That'll run the count full. Joe Girardi waits on deck. Another payoff pitch to Blackmon. 2 outs here in the 5th. Blackmon fights off another pitch. 3-2. Another pitch. Popped him up. Matsui over in shallow right field makes the catch next to the foul line. And it's another 1-2-3 inning as Team USA is retired in order. They trail 3-1 as Pedro Astacio has really found a groove. Navy Perez will lead things off for Team World. Here in inning number 5. Jason Jennings still out there. And starts him off with a slider, misses ball 1. Scott Oberg, Adam Ottavino will lead things off. Here's the 1-0 to Perez. Bouncer on the infield. Tulowitzki comes charging. Nice transition. Gets the out at first. That's some of the classic defense we expect out of Tulowitzki. And so he'll retire his counterpart, Navy Perez. 1 out for Yorvi Torrealba. Singled his first time up. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Jennings winds and deal. The first pitch to Torrealba. Misses outside with the fastball. Ball 1. Torrealba just nice and solid here at the bottom of the lineup for Team World. Not trying to do too much, just hit the ball where it's thrown. And he keeps ending up with base hits. But 1-1 the count for Yorvi. His son is in the Rockies organization now. The 1-1 to Torrealba. Grounded to third. In foul territory. Jump throw from Arenado. Got him at first. Never ceases to amaze me. Shot down the line, backhanded, and the jump throw from Arenado right on the money. Chest high to Helton for out number 2. 140 feet for the throw distance. Throws it at 74 miles per hour on the fadeaway jump. Just a phenomenal play by Nolan Arenado. And a liner into the gap into center field. Fowler throws into second as Taveras hustling into second, and it's offline. A hustle double there for Willie Taveras. Anybody else, that's a single. Dexter Fowler does a good job of cutting it off in the gap. But the throw in is a bit offline, and LeMahieu's not able to pick it out of the dirt. So a 2-out double for Willie Taveras will bring up Matsui, an RBI single his last time up. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Jennings checks the runner. Throw to home, and this one's going to bloop into right field. Taveras will score. Throw comes into second, and Matsui's thrown out trying to extend it. So Matsui strikes again with an RBI single to drive in Willie Taveras. And Team World extends their lead. They now have a 4-1 lead as we head to the 6th. Top of the 6th, Joe Girardi will lead things off for Team USA. We'll watch the fastball high, ball 1. It's just been little nibbles and pestering away for Team World that they managed to score their 4 runs. They'll get a double and then somebody with a nice little single. They've been managing to string together the hits, something Team USA is struggling with. 2-0 to Girardi. In there for a called strike at the knees. 2-1. Girardi, current day manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. Previously of the New York Yankees. 1995, probably his big year in Colorado. He played the majority of the games, 125 games. Slash 262, 308, 359 that year. Bites off that pitch, counts full. His career in Colorado had a 274 average, had a 694 OPS. Bites off another one. Not much of a home run hitter, only 15 home runs in Colorado, 120 RBI. But ended up with 302 hits in a Rockies uniform. But not a bad fielder behind the plate. As this one's sent out to left field, Cargo giving chase will reach up and make the catch. Girardi squares one up, but that Gold Glover in left field manages to track it down. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Dexter Fowler. Fowler 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. Trying to get something going here at the top of the lineup. Got to give some substance to the guys that follow. Watches a fastball at the letters, strike 1. 0-1 is Pedro Astacio. Found his groove after that first inning. And has just been mowing down the Team USA players. 1 runs low, 1-1. Well, Dexter Fowler coming out of the South. One of my personal favorites. 1-1 to Dexter, sent out to deep center field. But Taveras takes a few steps back, makes the catch. For out number 2. Dexter Fowler out of Atlanta, Georgia. Had a league-leading 14 triples in 2010. Also has the franchise record for triples. DJ LeMahieu watches ball 1. Spent 6 years of his career in Colorado. Did Fowler. Notably, the Rockies turned him into a switch hitter. Minors and major league level. Stuck with it. And there for a called strike, 1-2. DJ LeMahieu. Got to find a way to get something in play and get on base. The 1-2 from Astacio. High fly ball, right field. Few steps back for Walker. Makes the play. That'll end the inning for Team USA. They go down in order yet again. They trail 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Hearty order due up for Team World. Scott Oberg will take over on the mound for Jason Jennings. Jason Jennings battled through 5 innings, allowing 4 runs. It wasn't an awful outing, but the little nagging hits Came at the right time for Team World. So they trail 4-1 as Oberg will face Galarraga and fouls one away. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Galarraga. Fights that one off foul. The 0-2 to Galarraga. Swung on and missed. Got him with the slider. Scott Oberg gets a strikeout to start off the bottom of the 6th. They needed that. Bring up Larry Walker. Walker a double.
Yep, that ball went out.
Came around to score. Scott Oberg pitched the 6th inning in Game 1 of this series.
Aye.
1-0 is in there.
Down 1-1.
Had a clean 6th inning. In Game 1. Here's the 1-1 to Walker. That bounces in the dirt low. 2-1. Pitch to Walker. Misses high and away. 3-1. Scott Oberg pitched about a couple innings in Game 1, and that one's called at the knees. Walker thought it was ball 4. Started to take off towards first, but he'll get called back. So full count now on Walker. Payoff pitch to Walker. Shot back up the middle, dive, stopped by Tulowitzki. Up to his feet, but he'll have no play at first as now goes a base hit for Larry Walker. That left-handed box gives you the advantage, and if you don't field that cleanly, there's really no chance for you. So 1 out, man at first. Vinny Castilla to the plate. Slide step, misses outside. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 from Oberg. In there for a called strike. 1-1 the count now. Here's the 1-1 to Castilla. 1 for 2 in this one for the Mexico native. Runs inside, 2-1. Walker at first, infield single. Team World leads 4-0. Team USA scored in the first. They haven't had anything since. As now Oberg's behind 3-1 with Carlos Gonzalez waiting on deck. 3-1 now to Castilla. Liner into center field. That's down for a base hit. Walker rounds second. He'll get into third. So going first to third is Larry Walker, and it's a single for Vinny Castilla. So men on the corners for Carlos Gonzalez. This time the pitch inside, and Castilla manages to muscle it the other way. Now I'll bring up Carlos Gonzalez, men in the corners. This is what he did back in the 2nd inning. First pitch he saw, outer half of the plate and hit a laser beam in the left field. Tied the game at 1. So now a chance to blow this open. 1 out, men on the corners here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch, fastball outside. 1-0. Well, Scott Oberg put in a lot of work in game 1, asking him here to throw a lot of pitches here in game 2. 1-1 the count. Needs a ground ball double play here. Pitch to Cargo in there for a called strike with the fastball on the outside part of the plate. And this would be a time to try and throw that wipeout slider down and in on Cargo. Here's the 1-2. Got him to chase the changeup outside. And a big out number 2. As Oberg now just needs 1 to get out of the inning. Out on his front foot, chased the changeup outside. Might have been expecting that slider or fastball over the plate. But Oberg fools him, so 2 outs, men on the corners for Justin Morneau. Bounces one in front of the plate. Oberg's got it, the throw on to first, and he gets out of the jam. Team World leaves a couple on the corners, but no damage done. Oberg gets through the 6th. We head to the 7th. Team USA trailing 4-1. Nolan Arenado, couple of groundouts in this one. Time's running out. He's really got to get something going here against Pedro Astacio, still out there for Team World. 78 pitches, but he's got a 4-1 lead. And a fastball in there for a called strike. Manny Corpus, Jose Jimenez warming up in the World bullpen. Here's the 0-1 to Arenado. A called strike at the knees. So he's in the hole 0-2. Arenado not having an easy time picking anything up. Curveball outside. Big bender there. It's a nice waist pitch. Maybe try to get him to chase a little bit more outside. Comes back with the 2-seamer at the knees, misses. 2-2. That 2-seamer around the knees is a dangerous pitch. So Arenado flares this one into right field. In comes Walker, diving, makes the catch. There's a reason he's got those gold gloves in right field. Covers 52 feet. 100% route efficiency. 18.6 miles per hour was his top speed to get to that ball. So allowed out number 1 to start off the 7th. And now they'll bring up Todd Helton, who will send the first pitch he sees and pull it into right field. So 1-out single for Helton. Continues to do his thing. Again, that 2-seamer around the knees. Helton turns on it. Hits it into the gap between second and first. So 1 out. Dante Bichette double back in the first. And he'll watch that one outside. Ball 1. Astacio has shown just great efficiency in this game. Only serving up a couple of singles. He's got that double that he gave up. Other than that, it hasn't been much for Team USA. Bichette 1 for 2 with that double. He's now ahead 2-0 in the count. Pops this one up, foul territory. Plenty of room for Galarraga to make the catch. And it's out number 2. Another unfortunate development for Team USA. Whether it's a little pop-up or just a measly weak ground out, Pedro Astacio has conquered this lineup without a problem. Matt Holliday will stand in now. 2 outs, man at first. And Holliday shoots this one into right, but right at Larry Walker. And yet another harmless single. Nothing else for Team USA. We head to the bottom of the 7th. World leading it 4-1. Kurt Laskanik will head out there for inning number 7. He pitched in game 1. as need him to just get a quick 1-2-3 inning, move things along to get to the 8th. Steve Reed, Adam Ottavino out there in the USA bullpen. We are still using MLB rules, so Leskanic has to face 3 batters before he can be swapped out. We also will have the extra inning rules. The man starting at second. That's what they do in the World Baseball Classic. Figure we don't want a huge extra innings, but I doubt that'll happen. 1-1. Fouled away. Leskanic continues to pound the zone, the goofball. Leskanic, part of the vast cast of characters the Rockies have had, and he drops a curveball at the letters for a called strike number 3. So Perez is retired to lead off the inning. That'll bring up Yorvi Torrealba. 1 for 2. Leskanic with that big winding delivery. Misses high and in, ball 1. Gets a piece of that one. 1-1. And checks his swing, and the first base umpire says he went around, so 1-2. As Leskanic winds and deals. Got him, strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Leskanic here in the 7th.
Now batting, center fielder.
That'll bring up Willie Taveras. Taveras has been a thorn in Team USA's side here in these 2 games, especially this one. 1 for 3, had a hustle double. And he's come around to score a couple of times, courtesy of his friend Kaz Matsui batting behind him. So 1-0 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, world leading 4-1. Leskanic facing Taveras. That one runs outside with the curveball, 2-0. Fortunately for Team USA, it's a lot more of these. Just so much of this contact is being weak, and a lot of that is to the credit of Pedro Astacio, where those 2 seamers that he's throwing, breaking pitches around the knees, it's hard to get the barrel of the bat to the ball and get any lift. So they're having to rely on these little singles that they're able to slap, but they can't really get any lift on the ball because he is pounding that bottom half of the zone. Runs outside, 3-2 on Taveras. Matsui waits on deck. You'd much rather prefer to get Taveras here than put him on the base paths again. Payoff pitch to Taveras. Liner into right field. That's a base hit. Blackman will toss it in. So Taveras is on board yet again. Fastball left over the heart of the plate. A little bit elevated. And Taveras is aboard now. So Taveras may look to steal second base again with Matsui to the plate. Slide step from Leskanic is a pitch out. No going, so 1-0. Taveras so very good at stealing bases. Pitch out again. 2-0 the count. Another 2-0. Still throw over to first. Nothing doing. 2-0. A couple of RBI singles for Kaz Matsui. Yet again adding a couple more hits. Here's the 2-0 to Matsui. Runner takes off for second. Called strike. The throw down. Not in time as Taveras swipes the bag easily. Despite the good pop time from Girardi, just such great base running instincts by Taveras. gets his second stolen base, so he's now in scoring position. 2-1 the count to Matsui, and yet again, this one's going to roll all the way to the wall. Matsui rounding second, he'll head to third. It's an RBI triple for Kaz Matsui, the third time in a row that he's got a RBI hit with Willie Taveras on the bases. It's just absurd how good he's doing in these games. That 1-2 punch at the top of the world lineup is really a thorn in Team USA's side. They now trail 5-1 as Andres Galarraga. He's been held quiet today, 0 for 3. But Kaz Matsui and Willie Taveras, my goodness, doing that damage just like they did in 2007. Their time together in Colorado, it's just absurd. Here's the 1-1 to Galarraga. Rips this one foul. Leskanic got the first two outs rather quickly. But then Willie Taveras and Kaz Matsui just pestering him at the plate. Galarraga holds up on the outside fastball, 2-2. But that's what you want. That's what you want those table setters to do at the top of the lineup. As Galarraga swings through that one, foul tip for out number 3. But again, Team World tacks on another. They now lead 5-1 as we head to the 8th. Time running out for Team USA. One Troy Tulowitzki will lead things off against Pedro Astacio, out there for his 8th inning of work. And a tapper in front of the mound. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Astacio to start the 8th. Lack of patience for Team USA. And you look at the starting comparisons here. Jennings goes 5 innings, allows 4 runs on 7 hits, pair of strikeouts. Astacio, 7 innings, 1 run on 5 hits, 1 strikeout. But you look at how many groundouts he's had, or balls in play that have turned into outs. Astacio has dominated this game. Here's the first pitch to Blackman. Takes a fastball down the middle for strike 1. Carlos Estevez and Franklin Morales warming up down in the World bullpen. Here's the 0-1 to Blackman. Blackman in the shift. Matsui's got it. Throws on to first. For out number 2. Another ground ball out. They utilize the shift perfectly. Astacio now has 2 outs here in the 8th as Team USA is going down without a whimper. Oh for 2 for Joe Girardi. Line out and a ground out. Made nice contact, sent one out to deep left field, but Carlos Gonzalez had a fantastic jump on it to record the out. Here's the first pitch to Girardi, misses low with the fastball, 1-0. 44,854 folks in attendance here at Coors Field. Game 2 of our Rockies Baseball Classic. Coming up the next matchup. It's going to be an exciting one. Mike Hampton will face off against Jorge De La Rosa. Battle of the lefties as Girardi sends one out to center field, but right at Taveras. 1, 2, 3. Go USA in the 8th. We head to the bottom of the inning. They trail 5-1. 6-5-4 due up for Team World. Leskanic still out there for Team World. That'll bring up Larry Walker. Double and a single and a run scored in this one. Leskanic still out there. Game 3. Probably won't see Oberg or Leskanic again. Grounder to first, knocked down by Helton. Picks it up, flip over to first. Leskanic's there to cover. 4 out, number 1. So Walker's retired. You feel for Todd Helton. He's done everything he can in this game. Defensively, he's got some nice defensive plays. Has a pair of singles. He's gotten on base. But Team USA's offense as a whole has just been lacking. Bring up Vinny Castilla, 2 for 3. A couple of singles. A couple of opposite field singles. Leskanic gets ahead here, 0-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-1 to Castilla. Fastball around the knees. Right, he jumps on that one and fouls it away. Now 0-2 on the third baseman. Swung on and missed. Got him to chase the fastball up and out of the zone. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. As he climbs the ladder on Castilla. 4 out, number 2. Nice pitch there by Leskanic. They'll face Carlos Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 3. Had a home run in the first inning. Or in the second inning. Tied things up at 1. A simpler time. Before Team World just continued to string together the hits. 1-1 the count on Gonzalez. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Carlos Gonzalez. Oh, showing why he was such an effective, good player. Just good quality at bats, strong defense. One of the sweetest swings in baseball, or in Rockies history especially. And that one runs inside, plunks him on the leg. So a 2-out hit by pitch will put Carlos Gonzalez at first base for Justin Morneau, the DH. Morneau has been held quiet, 0 for 3. Hasn't been much of a factor in this one. Here's the pitch to Morneau, a slide step outside. Runner takes out for second. Ball misses high, the throw down, and he's in there safely. Morneau fouls that one away, so another stolen base for Team World. They've got that speed on the base paths. Something that Team USA has been lacking, or lacks. They got that running game to help them out. 2-1 to Morneau. High, ball 3. 3-1. And misses, ball 4.
Now batting, number 6.
So runners at first and second for Nafi Perez, 0 for 3. Leskanic at 37 pitches. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. And a liner into center field. That's going to get into the gap. Cargo's going to score. Morneau hustling. He'll round third and head home. The throw comes to the plate. Offline. Not in time. Morneau scores all the way from first. A 2-run double for Nafi Perez. And Team World now leading 7-1. Once again, they get Sim Tacos. Nafi Perez getting it done finally. And that's going to end it for Leskanic. They're going to turn to Adam Ottavino for Team USA. Ottavino. Currently a free agent, spent the 2021 season with Boston. They're being traded away by the Yankees. Had a fairly good season in Boston. gets ahead here 0-1. One of the only Rockies players I've ever seen that somebody dedicated a Twitter account solely to one pitch. Adam Ottavino's frisbee-like slider. There was the cutter there, but that slider was deadly out of the Rockies bullpen. Perhaps one of the best relievers Colorado's ever seen. Here's the 0-2 to Torrealba. Fouls one away. Perez at second. 7-1 the score in Team World's favor. Here's the 0-2 to Torrealba. Slow roller to third. Arenado will pick it up. Throw on to first. That'll end the inning. Well, they didn't need it, but Team World decided to tack on a pair of runs thanks to an RBI double. 2-run double by Neifi Perez. They lead 7-1. Last chance for Team USA. They trail 7-1. They'll turn to Carlos Estevez here in the top of the ninth with the 6-run lead.
Leading off for the Rockies, the center fielder, number 24,
Dexter Fowler will lead things off here in the top of the ninth. First pitch from Estevez, fouled away at the knees. Carlos Estevez ended up as the Rockies' closer in 2022. This one's belted high and deep down the line. Dexter got a hold of it, but hooks it foul, and he's behind 0-2. Here's the 0-2 to Fowler, misses low. One-two to Dexter. Got him swinging. Fastball up and in. Punches the heat past him. One out here in the ninth. Astacio, tremendous outing. 8 innings, allows 1 run on 5 hits. Only 1 strikeout. But 94 pitches. Too many ground balls to count. So DJ LeMahieu with 1 out here in the top of the ninth. Club trailing 7-1. Pitch misses low, ball 1. Again, game 3 of this series. Could be the deciding one. Team World looking to take a 2-0 lead. We'll have Jorge De La Rosa face off against Mike Hampton. Or rather, Mike Hampton, John Gray, or Kyle Freeland. One of those 3 to see what they decide. But over on Team World, they will send Jorge De La Rosa. Either that or Herman Marquez. Or somebody else. Throw on to first, 2 outs. As Team USA now down to their final strike. Here against Nolan Arenado, the last chance here. 0 for 3. This is outside 1-0. So for Team World, it'll either be Jorge De La Rosa, that's probably the favorite, or either Herman Marquez or Jeff Francis. Likely they'll go with Jorge De La Rosa. Team USA a little more up in the air. They might go with Mike Hampton. In there for a called strike, 1-1. Hampton would be a good choice. Look at that left on left. Those lefty matchups. As his Team World lineup is full of lefties. Here's the 1-1 to Arenado. Got a piece of that one. The fastball at 99 miles per hour. Fouls it back, 1-2. Elevated fastball as fans get on their feet. USA down to their final strike. Here's the pitch from Estevez. Runs the fastball high again, 2-2. Estevez does have that. That's the plus for him. He does have that fastball he can utilize in the closer role. You want a guy coming out and pumping the gas. Counts run full on Arenado. Give Helton a chance. Another payoff pitch coming to Arenado. 3-2. Outside, ball 4. So Arenado draws the walk with 2 outs. They'll bring up Todd Helton. So at least with a chance here. Try and spark a 2-out rally. They can do it. They just got to have some of these quality at-bats. Todd Helton 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Arenado's at first. Here's the pitch from Estevez. Called strike the letters. He's ahead 0-1. So the Rockies in general have struggled with, especially in 2020 and 2021, of just a high-quality closer. Daniel Bard did fairly fine. Estevez did all right for the portion of the season he took over. Helton's behind 0-2. But losing Scott Oberg really left a hole there in the back end of the bullpen. So that may be something they address here for 2022. Here's the 0-2 to Helton. Misses high, 1-2. Todd Helton. Now he falls behind 0-2, but he's just getting started. Do anything to keep passing the baton. Hand it off to Bichette behind him. 1-2 to Helton. High fly ball, center field. Taveras back to the wall. Makes the catch right in front of the center field wall, and that'll end the game. Team World wins in dominant fashion, 7-1. They now have a 2-0 lead here in the Rockies Baseball Classic, best of 5. They score in every inning but the first and the 6th. They score 7 runs on 12 hits. Meanwhile, Team USA unable to string together anything after the first inning. But Pedro Astacio, dominant for Team World throughout this game, goes 8 innings, allows just 1 run on 5 hits. As Kaz Matsui and Willie Taveras combine at the top of the lineup for Team World, they manage to just be pestering individuals at that top of that lineup. Player of the game is Willie Taveras. Went 2 for 4, had a hustle double, had a single, scored 3 runs in the game. And that was a result of Kaz Matsui, who went 3 for 4 with a triple and drove in 3 runs. Carlos Gonzalez had a home run in the 2nd inning. He scored a couple of runs. Larry Walker goes 2 for 4 with a double. Notables for Colorado, or for Team USA rather, DJ LeMahieu had a double and a run scored. That was it. Todd Helton 2 for 4 and drove in a run. Dante Bichette had a double. Matt Holliday had a hit. Pitching matchup, Jason Jennings takes the loss, allows 4 runs on 7 hits in 5 innings of work. 2 strikeouts, no walks. Jennings, a good outing, he gave up the hits where they mattered. And Team World able to just chip away as they needed. As they scored 1 run in the 2nd, in the 3rd, in the 4th, in the 5th. Nothing in the 6th, and then they scored another in the 7th, added 2 more in the 8th. So Jennings' last 5 innings, Oberg and Leskanic and Ottavino pitched the rest of the way and then allowed 3 runs. Then over Pedro Astacio, this was his game. 8 innings, allows 1 run on 5 hits, 1 strikeout. And if we can, I'd like to see what Astacio did as a result here with his ground balls, if I can. So we had 13 ground balls, a lot of them with the 2-seamer. Ended up with 10 line drives. But great outing there by Pedro Astacio. So, Team World takes Game 2. They now lead 2-0 as we get ready for Game 3 here in the best of 5 series here with the Rockies Baseball Classic. Team USA, they got to figure something out for Game 3 if they want to keep this thing going for 2 more games. So that'll do it here for this one. Again, thank you so much for joining us here. Again, I'm Skylar Timmons. You can find this on... And you can find us here on purplerow.com. You can find the videos playlist, the Rockies Baseball Classic, on the Sideline Crowd YouTube channel. You can find me on Twitter at @sideline_crowd. And also be sure to follow Purple Row at Purple Row on Twitter for all the latest updates, news, articles, everything that you can need for Rockies baseball. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Skylar Timmons. We'll see you next time. The final score, Team World wins it 7-1.